Alright guys, here we go. Gonna run the last two lines. This is gonna be for 3/4 inch. The 1-inch main is gonna come in through here, and then I'm gonna have a 3/4 inch main going this way and a 3/4 going this way, kind of split up these trees. The pump house is straight that way. I'm using my Topcon RL SV1S today for checking my grade. This unit here, I can actually enter in 2%, so it'll automatically set my grade for 2% as I work out, instead of having to do the math on the stick. So I just go in here, go to the second over after the decimal point, put in a 2000. That sets it at 2%. You have a minus and a plus, and on top of this here you have like sights on a gun, and I just take that, and so I want it to be rising as I go out. So I'm gonna look down these sights, set it pretty close to the direction I'm heading, and then I just got to work my way out. So I'm gonna get this set up on here, and I'll show you guys. This is obviously going to be my starting point, so I'll get my grade off of right here, and then I'll just work my way out. Alright, so since my unit already puts the grade in that I need for the 2%, I just use a level. It works, it's a lot lighter and a lot easier than carrying around a grade stick. So on this here, there's two different settings. If you can see right here, go for the lowest tolerance setting. Then I just set the level right there at my grade, and I bring this up, in this case down. Hear that? Right there's where we need to be. So I'm going to start this tree here. So right there is where I'll put my nail in my tube for this one. And then this next tree should be a little bit higher even. This is the problem in the woods. Sometimes you have to go to a little bit over because there will be a tree blocking your laser. So that one's right here. So we'll just work our way out, and we'll probably have to move this several times. And then what you do is to recalibrate, because obviously this is going to change. You set it up to where you have your next field of view, and then you'll do the same thing. You'll take on your last marked tree that you can see, you'll take it and you'll set it right up. You'll get it, and then you'll just work from that last spot tree on the way out. So it's not that difficult. You just want to make sure you have your Y and X pointing the right way. You don't want to actually accidentally set it up and be going down in grade. So, all right, we're gonna get on moving, and we'll get some more tools out, and we'll move to that tree, and we'll go through that scenario real quick. So we're here at the next tree. I'm gonna go on this side, now the side of that one, and then back over. So right there, I'll make a mark. Grab my 3/4 hose, my 30 penny 4-inch nail. Give that a start real quick. That's through. At the end of my line. So this isn't normally how I do this. I was at the end of my 4,000 foot roll of high tensile, and I wanted to use every little last bit of it, so I pre-strung this to make sure it was gonna work, and by the hair of my chinny chin chin, it was like it was made for it. So take this, go under that nail. You want to make sure it goes under. take it, put it right on my mark. Leave, you know, 1.5 inches out so as the tree grows, has room to go. Then if anything falls, it's just going to tear this tube. But that holds it right where you need it to be. And then normally my spinning jenny would be spinning with me, and I just go on out here to the next tree, which is going to be this one over here. What a mess. Don't do it this way, guys. I promise you. Do not do it this way. Right there. Always work from the spinning jenny out. But like I said, I had to make sure if this was going to run all the way out. And it did. So using that tree as anchor. And this is a short run. This is only about, we only got to go another 150 feet. So it's not going to be that bad. But don't pull it all out. Do your thing and then come back and then try to, I mean, if you wanted to take the time, you could wind it back up. But there's no point of that. So do not do it like this. Work off the spinning jenny on your way out, but this will give you concept on how to for sure do this part. So we just got to go a little bit farther, and then we're going to set up the new roll of high tensile on the spinning jenny and work off on that direction. Hopefully we can get laser. Yep, we got it. Right there. Mark. Check it again. Right there. Depending on how cold it is, it can be hard to get that nail started in that plastic. Always try to make sure it goes in straight to the other side. Put it right on your mark. About 1.5 inches out on the nail. So as the tree grows, the tube can move in and out. Below the nail. This high tensile is fun. This is the end of the line, so it's got that crank in it. And do that. And on to the next one. This is much easier when it's on the spinning jenny, by the way. This is miserable. So this is how it should be on the spinning jenny. I ended up just pulling it all back. So as you walk along, it's pulling nice and smooth. You get to your next tree, do your level. Laser might not get this. There we go. Man, that's tight. We lost it. Right there. It's kind of trippy because as you guys can see, we're actually getting lower on the tree. because we're starting to go uphill. So you really got to trust the laser. I've learned a lot from that thing. Everything definitely isn't what it seems. It's a lot of optical illusions in the woods. There we go. Down the money. Under the nail, I'll say that every time. Very important to check for every single time. On to the next. So here's X, here's Y. This is where we're starting out with grade, going that way. So plus. You can see these sights right here, aimed at in the direction I'm going. Right now it's self-leveling out. You don't want to bump it or move it. There you go, just like that. Set for 2% rise that way, which means 2% fall this way. So we'll go up there, we'll get our grade again off of this point, and we'll start working our way out that way. There we go. Now you're able to work your way right on out. Okay. So as you're walking, you're wanting to check. Like that tree's dead and it's leaning that way. So I don't want to go on that side of that tree. And I'll probably come out and cut it down myself to make sure it does go that way, but that's not something we're wanting to do. So we're going to go to this tree right here. Probably go over there to that beech tree next. So that's just one other way you can do it. Wanted to show you guys. You could go ahead of time, walk out there with this in your nail, mark your grade all the way through to where you don't need to carry this with you and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm just kind of showing you a couple different options of how you can do it. I personally think it's an extra trip, but you do what works best for you. This might go a little quicker because it's the only thing you're doing. And like if you're having to come back and move this because you got trees in the way, luckily by the hair of my chin I got through to that very last tree. So where's that? I made it to all the way into that line. We're going to start pulling high tensile. What I'm probably going to do is to show you guys the next step. You know, this was step 1. Step 2, I'll cut up my hose, I'll go through, I'll nail all the trees on the route that I want. Then I'll come back and then I'll just pull the wire. So like I said, it's 3 trips instead of 1, but 6 one way, half a dozen the other. But I'm going to show you guys that's another way you can do it. Alright, I want to make sure this one goes down right. you guys really need to consider an electric chainsaw in your sugar bush. They're quiet, there's no gas, there's no fuel running around with everything. They're super light and they got power. This is a pretty good tree. This is a 16-inch bar. So, pretty good tree. She should be able to go this way. Show you the cut I just made. Super important. See how that's angled up, and then I'm about 2 inches up, but a nice straight cut, not on an angle. That's how she came off right there. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. And then if you got little stuff like this, where you're trying to walk, pull her right out of the way. No loud noise. Super, super nice saw. Highly recommend one, guys. These ones are always fun. Normally I'd just come in and cut that tree, but it's a maple. So we're not going to do that. We're going to try and cut it right about here. Let this piece fall, and this should come up, then it should slide down the tree from there. Slide down. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Where's the bucket? Guys, save the maple. We've done our good deed for the day. See, and this one ought to come down too right here on this side. That ain't looking so hot. And our line's going right through here. See if we can get this one out. This is a big tree, guys. much cutting. Batteries are down there. That is one downfall. But I got quite a few batteries, so we might be able to get this one. Might have to come back. You guys can't see that hollow tree's the barber chair. So I'm just gonna let this go. Oh, squirrel! I told you it was hollow. Man, he just went for a wild ride. Hopefully that was on camera. There we go. Yeah, it didn't take much to get that tree down, did it? That one was going to come down right on our line eventually. That's funny, a squirrel come flying out of there. We gave him his eviction notice. Stop chewing on our tubing. Well, I forgot to hit record. Got excited. Mission accomplished. Wish I would have been recording because that top broke off halfway and went spinning up there and twisted and come crashing down. It was a lot of noise. Wood flying everywhere. No squirrel on this one though. But we're good now. I did take this one a little down too because it was leaning this way over the line. You can see my foot tracks there where the line's going. It's going right up to that tree. So mission accomplished through here. Everything else looks good. Always be looking up, guys. Tapping, running lines, running laterals, whatever you're doing, just always be looking up. It's easy to get tunnel vision and just be looking down, but there's a lot going on up there. In case anybody's going to ask, Makita XCU04 36 volt. She's a racer. Oh yeah? You're not helping the situation. Alright, so this was a bad idea, inviting the family out to spend wonderful family time in the woods. So, alright. Put 5/16 tubing through 3/4 for around the entry here. Then put my tensioner on. Usually you gotta kink the 3/4 inch hose a little bit and then it'll stay somewhat for you. And I just find out where it has enough slack in it, but I can overlap everything right about there. Get you a very, very good pair of cutters for this high tensile. It is a absolute must-have. And I can just not, I don't know about you guys, but I cannot work with gloves on. it. Right there, I have it marked where this nail was for my grade. Don't need to go with much, I just have it as a marker. There we go. Alright, that ends that ready. I gotta go get the crimpers, crimp those fasteners on that. A lot of people use gripples. I would have if I could have got a hold of them. They require the gripple tool, the line tensioner, and all that too. But this was just easy for me. It's what I had. I'm doing prior fencing and stuff around the farm. So work with what you got. There's no real wrong way of doing that. But if you don't have anything and you're starting from zero, I'd probably recommend going the gripple route personally. Be a little bit quicker and easier, and you can set your tension with it instead of having to have the ratchet one like I have. But to each their own. Alright guys, so we just went out. You guys have seen that before, where I take the tube and the nail through, put it right at grade. That's all done. So I'm kind of showing you guys two different ways of doing it. Now I'm going to, once again, it's trips back and forth this way compared to just taking it with you on the way through. But like I said, I want to show both ways. So now I'm going to grab this and I'm going to start weaving it all the way through to the end spot there, and then we'll get to the end, we'll make the harness and all that around the tree, set that, come back here, finish up this one, tighten it up both ends, go down there, tighten that one up, and we're done for the day. So alright, here we go.